If you are going for your first open water swim, you need to watch this video. My name is Daniel, I'm an amateur triathlete, I've been doing it a few years and it involves swimming a lot of open water, both in the sea and in the lake. And in this video I'm going to share with you my top tips so that you can have a great open water swim. Tip number one is location. Now ideally you will be in Calpe on the beach. If you cannot be on Calpe, try and pick somewhere that is either an accredited swim venue with appropriate water safety. If you're swimming in the sea, swim where there are lifeguards, swim with other people who have done it before, tell people where you're going, wear brightly coloured stuff, be sensible, check out the conditions, don't go and jump into somewhere that you've never been in, that nobody's been in on your own. People get into difficulty and people unfortunately drown. Do not be a statistic, think about where you're swimming. Next tip is equipment. There's a few things that you need to use to be better in the open water. So these are open water swim goggles. They have a wider plastic lip around the outside. They're better when the water's splashing at you. They're also tinted, so if you're swimming in low light, the sun's quite low, you're going to be able to see where you're going a lot better. These are very good for open water and I highly recommend them. This is a toe float. You might have seen people using these in the open water before. You tie it around your waist and this floats on the water and it's towed behind you, aka toe float. The purpose of this is it's a flotation device. If you get into difficulty, you can hold onto it and you will float in the water. These are a no-brainer in my opinion. I don't believe they affect your swim pace at all. And if they do a tiny bit, it doesn't matter. The benefits far outweigh the negatives. Get a toe float and use it regardless of whether you're in a lake, whether you're in the sea. If you're in water that you can't stand up in, you can drown. You can even drown in shallow water than that, so get a toe float. Next up, and it is mainly a comfort thing, but it is a wetsuit. Now, a wetsuit is wrapped around you, it's neoprene, but it enables you to do several things. It keeps a thin layer of water between the suit and your skin, and you essentially warm it up. You can do some self-warming if you like, but not everybody's up for that. You can swim in the cold water for longer, you're more comfortable swimming, it keeps your body more floaty and more closer to the surface. You can spend longer in the water than you would do otherwise, so I would always recommend a wetsuit. You're going to swim a little bit faster as well, and who doesn't like swimming faster? However, sometimes you might have some problems with wetsuits, so my able assistant here has got me some lube. Now, it does not go anywhere down there. The lube is actually for, I put it on my neck, my wrists and my ankles. It means that if you're swimming and you're perhaps reaching over, you're not going to get any chafing on your neck. If you're pulling the wetsuit off of your ankles and your wrists, it's easier to pull off. So if you haven't got an assistant to apply, you can do it yourself, but this is a personal preference of mine.
How's that for you, Dan?
That's perfect. Alright then, now I'm absolutely smothered in lube, we're ready to get in the water. But before you go running in and I'm going to swim across the channel or whatever, think about where you are, think about where you're going to swim to, spend as much time as you can getting acclimatised in the water. Get in, let the cold water into your wetsuit, let that happen and give it 30 seconds, give it a minute, let your body calm down, let your heart rate calm. There's nothing worse than getting in the water, starting to swim and your breathing starts panicking and you start panicking, the wave hits you and then you're like, oh my god, what's happening? It becomes too much too soon. So really take it steady. I went for Lee's first swim a couple of days ago, who was the lube application expert, and we spent 10 minutes before we even did a stroke. Just getting used to it, sinking down, putting your head under the water, really spending that time to get yourself used to the environment that you're in, because it is dangerous, it is difficult, take it seriously. The other factor to consider is look at landmarks near where you're swimming. There's a couple of palm trees here, but that's about it. When you're out in the water, it's actually really disorientating. You can lose track of where you were on the beach. It's not so much of a problem if you're only swimming a little bit. If you're swimming for 10 minutes down there and there's a current and you're like half a mile or a mile down the coast and you can't see where you are, it could be a bit of a problem. So just learn some landmarks, practice your sighting and have a great open water swim.